Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle? Like every time you try to escape, the walls close in tighter? You think you've found relief, only for it to slip away, leaving you more empty than before. You know it's self-destructive, but you can't stop. And here's the truth. You're not just addicted to the behavior. You're addicted to the relief it gives you. You're desperately trying to fill a void inside, something that feels like it's always there, haunting you. But have you ever asked yourself why you keep going back? Why, despite knowing the damage it causes, you continue to repeat the same pattern? The truth is, addiction isn't about willpower. It's not a simple choice. It's the result of a deeper wound, a pain buried so deep that you can't even see it. It's a desperate attempt to escape something far worse. And until you recognize it, you'll stay trapped. In this video, we're going to confront the truth together, why addiction is more than just a bad habit, and how the key to breaking free lies within your ability to see the pain you've been running from. Addiction, according to Carl Jung, is an unconscious response to a deeper psychological issue. It's not a moral failure, but an attempt to cope with suffering and a lack of meaning. It's an expression of a psyche out of balance, searching for something it can't find. And until you face this truth, you'll continue this destructive dance, trapped in a cycle of fleeting relief and deepening despair. You see, addiction isn't about what you're addicted to. It's about what's missing inside you. It's about the pain that you can't confront. The behaviors themselves are not the root of the problem. They're the symptom of a much deeper issue that you've been avoiding. Until you face that pain, until you look inward and begin to understand what's truly driving these behaviors, the cycle will continue. And the more you run, the deeper you'll fall. Let's dive deeper into what Carl Jung had to say about addiction. Jung didn't view addiction as a simple moral failing or a lack of self-control. He saw it as a profound signal from the unconscious mind, an attempt to escape an internal conflict or unresolved emotional pain. Jung believed that addiction isn't just about escaping reality, it's about escaping yourself. When you're unable to face the pain, the fear, or the loneliness within, the psyche will look for a way to numb it. Jung argued that this numbing behavior often takes the form of addiction. Whether it's alcohol, drugs, food, or even work, the addiction serves as a temporary solution to avoid facing deeper issues. It's a coping mechanism for a psyche that feels unwhole. Jung's insight was powerful. Addiction is not about the object of addiction. It's about the individual's relationship with the object. The more disconnected someone feels from themselves, the more they will turn to external sources to fill that void. But here's the problem: no matter how much they try, these external sources will never fill the void. The emptiness only deepens. This is the tragedy of addiction. It's a cycle that grows stronger the more it's fed. But, according to Jung, the key to breaking free lies not in avoiding the addiction itself, but in confronting the root cause. Addiction is a way to escape the truth of who we are, but true healing begins when we stop running. When we look inward and acknowledge what we've been trying so desperately to avoid. Now, let's take a deeper dive into Gabor Maté's perspective on addiction. Maté doesn't just see addiction as a simple desire for pleasure. He argues that addiction is much more complex. It's not about getting a high. It's about getting relief. Relief from the emotional pain, the suffocating weight of feelings that you can't seem to escape. It's about numbing yourself from the anguish you're terrified to confront. Addiction becomes a temporary escape, a momentary distraction from the chaos inside. But here's the brutal truth: this relief never lasts. Whether it's drugs, alcohol, food, shopping, gambling, or even social media, the escape is always short-lived. You feel a fleeting sense of comfort, a brief moment of peace, but it vanishes just as quickly as it came. And when it's gone, you're left with the same pain, only deeper, and the need to go back and chase that relief again becomes even stronger. The pain doesn't just disappear, it gets buried under layers of temporary fixes. Each time you cover it up, it grows stronger, harder to confront, and harder to escape from. What's even more insidious is that Maté connects addiction to something much older: your past. He argues that addiction often starts in childhood. It's born out of the emotional neglect, the trauma, or the lack of nurturing that you may have experienced when you were young. When children don't receive the emotional love, care, or attention they need, they are left with a deep, unfillable hole inside. Instead of learning how to deal with their emotions in healthy ways, they turn to whatever is available to numb the pain. Whether it's food, substances, or behavior, they seek a quick fix that provides a temporary sense of relief, but it always comes with disastrous long-term consequences. But here's the hard question for you: are you really in control of your life? Think about it. Or is something else controlling you? Addiction whispers to you, I'm here to help, just one more time. Just this once, and everything will feel better. It tricks you into thinking you're the one making the decisions, that you have control over the behavior. But the truth is, the addiction is the one that controls you. Every time you reach for that temporary fix, you are giving up a piece of yourself. It's like handing over your freedom, your autonomy, your ability to choose the life you truly want. You start losing your connection to your true self, piece by piece. So let me ask you, when was the last time you truly felt in control of your actions? Not when you felt compelled to act out of fear or pain, not when you were running away from something inside you. When was the last time you made a choice, free from the grip of that need to escape? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why is it that every time I think I've found a way out, I only end up back in the same place? Why do you turn to these behaviors again and again, knowing they don't heal you, knowing they only make the pain worse? And deeper still, why does this pain keep resurfacing, and why does it feel like it's never ending? Because the truth is, it's not the addiction that's the problem. It's not about the substances or the behaviors. It's the deep, unresolved pain that keeps you coming back for more. And as long as you keep running from that pain, you'll never truly break free. You'll remain trapped in a cycle, a prisoner to your own mind, until you make the conscious decision to face the hurt head-on. So, take a moment right now, look within. What's really controlling you? Is it you making the choices, or is it the need to escape that's running the show? And if you can answer that honestly, you'll be one step closer to breaking the chains and starting your journey toward true freedom. The path to healing is never simple, and it's certainly not instant. You can't expect to snap your fingers and suddenly be free from the cycle of addiction. But here's the crucial truth: healing starts when you face the pain, not when you run from it. It starts when you confront the things you've been avoiding, the painful emotions you've been numbing. And that means looking inward and being honest with yourself. Carl Jung understood this well. He believed that the key to overcoming addiction and any destructive behavior lies in awareness. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. The first step in healing is to acknowledge your addiction for what it truly is, not just a bad habit or a lack of willpower, but a temporary solution to a deeper, unresolved issue. That means recognizing that addiction is not the problem, but rather a symptom of an inner wound you've been avoiding. So, let's break this down. How do you start healing? Step 1. Acknowledge the truth. The first thing you must do is recognize that your addiction is a symptom of a deeper issue. Addiction might seem like the problem, but it's not. It's the surface-level expression of unresolved emotional pain or a deep sense of emptiness that you've been trying to fill. What is it that you've been avoiding? Is it the pain from your past, the fear of facing your emotions, or the lack of purpose in your life? Be honest with yourself. Acknowledge the truth. You can't begin to heal until you do. Step 2. Reflect on your past. Healing requires self-reflection. You need to look back and explore your past, not just to understand the behaviors you've developed, but to understand why you developed them. What in your past caused you to feel unworthy of love, unworthy of peace? What emotional experiences or trauma were you unable to process and instead turned to unhealthy habits to numb? These are the questions that will begin to unlock the layers of your pain. Don't be afraid to confront the difficult memories. The only way to heal is to face them head-on. Step 3. Identify your triggers. Addiction doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's usually triggered by certain emotions, events, or stresses in your life. These triggers can be anything: stress at work, feeling rejected, loneliness, or even being in certain environments. Identify what sets off the compulsion to act on your addiction. This will give you a clearer understanding of the emotional void you're trying to fill. When do you feel the most vulnerable? What situations lead you to seek that temporary escape? Step 4. Cultivate self-compassion. This is one of the hardest but most important steps. You must be willing to forgive yourself. Addictions are often rooted in deep shame and guilt. But healing is impossible if you continue to carry that burden. You are not your addiction. Your addiction does not define you. Start by treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would offer to a loved one. You've made mistakes, but that doesn't make you unworthy of healing. Allow yourself to make mistakes, learn from them, and grow. Forgive yourself for the things you've done in the past. This self-compassion is essential for breaking the cycle of self-loathing that often accompanies addiction. Step 5. Replace addictive behaviors with healthy coping mechanisms. Simply stopping an addictive behavior is not enough. You need to replace it with healthier alternatives that address the root cause of your emotional pain. What healthier coping strategies can you develop? This could be engaging in creative activities, exercising, journaling, or seeking therapy. Find activities that allow you to express your emotions in a safe and productive way. The goal isn't just to stop the behavior, but to replace the unhealthy coping mechanisms with ones that nourish you emotionally and mentally. Step 6. Seek support from others. Healing is not an isolated journey. It's important to surround yourself with a supportive community. Whether that means finding a therapist, joining a support group, or reaching out to trusted friends and family, you need people who will hold you accountable and help you through the tough moments. You're not alone in this. No one expects you to heal by yourself. In fact, healing is often faster and more effective when shared with others who understand and support your journey. Step 7. Commitment to the process. Finally, commit to the process. Healing isn't a one-time fix. It's a lifelong journey. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of doubt. But the key is to never give up. Stay committed to your healing even on the hardest days. You deserve peace. You deserve wholeness. Every step you take toward healing is a victory, no matter how small. Remember, true healing begins with awareness. And once you've taken these steps, acknowledge the truth, reflect on your past, identify your triggers, cultivate self-compassion, replace unhealthy behaviors, seek support, and commit to the process. You'll begin to build a life that's no longer defined by your addiction. Instead, you'll be living a life defined by your strength, your resilience, and your willingness to grow. So, let me ask you, are you ready to face the truth? Are you ready to stop running? I know it's terrifying. I know it's easier to keep hiding. But what if the life you've been searching for is on the other side of this fear? What if the first step toward healing is simply admitting to yourself that you're ready to change? If you've recognized the truth of your addiction today, then you've already taken the first step. Now, it's time to take the next. Don't let this moment slip away. Reflect on what you've learned here, take it into your life, and make the commitment to face your inner pain with compassion and strength. You don't have to do it alone. There's help out there, and you deserve it. If you found this video helpful, if it resonated with you, I want you to share your thoughts with us. What part of this video spoke to you the most? What are you ready to face about yourself? Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Remember, healing begins with awareness, and that starts now.